everybody, my name is Mark and this is Why I Hate the World. And last week I made this blog post titled, you know what, fuck Bristol Palin, right? And this was inspired by her comments concerning Barack Obama's stance on gay marriage. And for those of you who don't know what that all was about, last week, long story short, she basically came out and called Barack Obama, President Obama, a bad father because he took his teenage daughter's opinions into consideration when he came out and changed his mind about gay marriage, right? A lot of us out here, most people actually, they kind of thought that this was his stance to begin with, and he just basically was just saying, to get elected and shit, which is probably true. But anyway, we have no reason not to believe him, right? And so she basically came out and called him a bad father, right? For thinking that gay people should be equal, right? And it just seemed a little hypocritical to me because her born out of wedlock fucking child doesn't have a father. Alright? Like the guy that knocked her up, that she never actually married the guy, right? In fact, she's come out and said that her baby daddy does not have like a role in her child's life. So she's calling the president a bad father when, in real life, her own family situation doesn't follow the same model that she's complaining to him about. It's just highly fucking hypocritical. But anyway, so a lot of people gave old Bristol Palin a lot of shit over this, right, on the internet. One person in particular is Ziana Jones. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he's a gay rights advocate. He writes for the HuffPost, and he also has a YouTube channel here, which gets a ridiculous amount of traffic, and it's very interesting and poignant videos, and you should check them out. Anyway, but what happened is that Bristol Palin decided to double down and act like a victim, right? So, excuse me, her latest blog post, was this. She basically boiled down her entire statement to these two lines, right? And this is quoting from her own blog post. Those who claim to be loving and tolerant certainly are hateful and bullying, and despite their efforts at name-calling and even their threats, I won't be deterred from speaking out. So, what she's basically saying is that, she's crying about intolerance from the liberals, right? Because people disagree with her, but at the same time she's advocating that people with a different sexual orientation than herself should have less rights. It's like basically she's being bigoted and bullying a group of people, but is also claiming to be bullied because people don't like the fact that she's bullying other people. And it's this I don't understand how that shit works. How do people think, you're not allowed, how does this make any fucking sense? It doesn't. It's just, I don't know, it's basically she's complaining about being bullied, but when she bullies other people for being gay, then that's A-okay, and then she tries to turn around saying that, I won't be deterred from speaking out, somehow, she's the one being fucking oppressed. It's it makes zero fucking sense, but this isn't something that I noticed straight from, it's not unique to just Sarah Palin. This is actually, because I wrote my blog post, and it was like, fuck Bristol Palin, sorry, Bristol Palin, sorry, I get these people confused sometimes, right? And it just seemed to me that, a lot of the women conservative, commentators and shit take the same stance, they'll come out, they'll say something really fucking rank and awful, and then when people call it on it, they'll complain about being bullied and shit. It's because I'm a woman, for instance, there was a thing from Cupp last week, and if people don't know what's going on here, she's pissed that Larry Flint because Hustler magazine ran this picture, this obviously photoshopped picture of her sucking some dude off, right? And for those of you who have lives and you don't give a shit who Cupp is or have any idea, you know. What she is she's basically the same thing as Ann Coulter. Okay, like, she goes out and she's like she's one of those brainless conservative dingbats that goes on Fox and like purposely tries to like say controversial things so that like Christians and old people and shit will go buy her books. That's what she does for a living, right? Like, she's essentially, you know, like Ann Coulter, the same thing except like, you know, not, like better looking and like not as stupid. You know, that's basically what she does. And anyway, so but she's an advocate for like traditional values. You know, like she'll go on TV, she'll go on Glenn Beck's fucking like End of the World channel, right? She'll go on there and she'll have segments where she like wears fucking like a business suit with like her cleavage showing, so her tits are hanging out, and then like she puts her feet up on the table so she can show off her legs, and then she'll talk a bunch of shit, and she basically presents herself, you know, she uses sex to like in her image, you know, she's basically presenting herself as fucking spanking material for like those dried up crazy ass like, you know, fucking prepper people who are like hiding in their bunkers with ammunition and food waiting for fucking like, you know, the end of the world. That's what she does. This is what she does. And then so fucking, but at the same time she like advocates for like, you know, women should stay home and take care of the kids and like fucking, you know, not have careers and shit, even though she has a career and stuff like that. Hustler magazine runs this thing basically calling her a hypocrite for saying this, right? And then she comes out and says that I feel like hurt and violated and stuff because of this fucking ad, you know, like she got raped or some shit, you know, and it's just fucking ridiculous, right? Thing is, all the brainless fucking conservatives who've never had like a coherent thought in their entire fucking lives see this shit, you know, they read these things, Bristol Palin saying that she's a victim, and then S.E. Cupp saying that she feels violated, and they're trying to turn around into this stupid fucking, like, you know, this thing that liberals are waging a war on women. You know, it's ridiculous, you know. They're basically trying to turn around the whole, you know, last month, you know, when all the conservative politicians were passing all the shit against like abortion and contraceptives and that kind of thing, and then this war on women came out. You know, the Democrats came out and said it's a war on women because, you know, it kind of was, right? They're trying to turn that around, you know, saying that, well, look here, you know, you're oppressing these people because they're women, and it's like, it's fucking ridiculous. It's like, it's not because these people are women, you know, it's not about the fact that they're female, right? No one is speaking out against Bristol Palin or S.E. Cupp because they're women, okay? They're being shamed and ridiculed because they're fucking hypocrites, alright? It has nothing to do with the fact that they have a vagina, alright? I mean, these are women, these are women who speak out against women's rights, okay? S.E. Cupp is like, she goes on a network that tells lies on purpose, okay? And she does things to sell books. That's what she does, alright? Fucking, you know, Bristol Palin is a person that goes and gives talks about abstinence to brainless fucking Christians, and she's someone who had a child out of wedlock, for crying out loud. She gets paid $30,000 per engagement to go up and talk about the, you know, the fucking advantages of abstinence and shit. And it's like, how do people, I don't understand how just, it's that blatant disconnect from reality somebody must have in order to go see a person who had a child out of wedlock talk about abstinence. I don't understand how that works. It's like that cognitive dissonance that I don't know. I mean, if that's not fucking hypocritical, then what is? Okay? And I think of what it really comes down to is that if you're stupid enough to listen to fucking Bristol Palin or S.E. Cupp, and you really do believe that they're victims of some evil woman liberal agenda and shit, then fuck you. Okay? That's all it really comes down to. If you really believe that, you know, that evil stinking liberals are oppressing these women because, you know, because they're women and not because they're vile hypocritical bitches that fucking are like taking advantage of people, and then you're fucking worthless, okay? Seriously, fuck you, you're worthless, you have nothing to contribute, and you're only eating up resources that like could go out towards someone else who's actually worth a damn. And you should just walk out into the desert and kill yourself, you know. Seriously, just get a gun and put it in your mouth and pull the trigger and kill yourself, because you're worthless. Just jump off a bridge, just throw yourself in front of a train, just fucking, you know, toss your head into a wood chipper because you're completely worthless and you're not helping anybody, and you should just die. If you believe these women, you should just die. That's really all it comes down to. And fuck Cupp, fuck Sir, you know, and fuck Bristol Palin, and I don't care. Just die. The end. This one sucks.